These videos are educational in nature and meant to help 21 and over adult smokers switch to a healthier alternative. Welcome back to the channel, folks. I am Matt. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to check out the Klypse Mecha from Innokin. New version of the Klypse. This one has adjustable wattage, really cool styling, so let's go ahead and dive into it. So inside, you will, of course, have your device with one pod pre-installed. Let's pull this off. You'll then get a second pod and a USB-C cable, and of course a user manual and warranty info. All right, so here is the device. Built-in 900 milliamp hour battery, and you know, they're calling it Mecha because of the mechanical elements. It's got watch styling, mechanical watch styling, kind of even cyberpunky a little bit. Really cool looking. I believe the frame here is zinc alloy. You have your USB-C right there. There's what that panel looks like. There's a light effect on it. It says Innokin Klypse Mecha right there. There's what your base looks like. You got some venting. On this side here, besides all the design, you have a screen right there, a button, a mode button right there. On this side, airflow control. So there it is, wide open. And then you can close it down like so. Perfect amount of resistance on that, and it's really smooth. All right, so up top here is our pod. The pod that comes pre-installed is the 0.6 ohm. All the other Klypse pods will work in this just fine as well. You have a side fill port, 2 ml capacity, and there's a look at your mouthpiece. There's the bottom, very, very leak resistant design. And the other pod you're gonna get is the 1.2 ohm here. So you can try them both. For me, the 1.2 ohm would be great with a salt, a high nicotine concentration salt, and the 0.6 ohm I like with 12. Some people might even go lower. I like 12 milligram freebase. Some people might do 9, 6, something like that. We are going to install the 0.6 ohm, and I'm going to use some Cafe D from Unsalted in 12 milligram. So let's fill it on up. When done, close that plug up like so. And if it's a fresh pod, you want to let it sit 3 to 5 minutes so that wicking can get nice and saturated. And you can speed it along with 1 or 2 drops of liquid down the center there. All right, so there's what the contacts look like. You got contacts down there, magnets, draw activation tube, and the pods will fit in either way, as you can see. So you can see there the screen is on. It read the pod resistance. If you hold the fire button down, then the wattage will blink at you, and you can now adjust your wattage. This has a smart wattage, so depending on what pod you have installed, it's only going to give you so much wattage, you know, to stay within the parameters so you don't burn your coil. And on this 0.6 ohm, it lets you go all the way up to 18 watts and all the way down to, whoops, round robins, as you can see, 6 watts. All right, now if you hit the fire button, or not fire button, this does not fire it, this button, the mode button 2 times, 1, 2, that will take you into a menu. You could do coil, long press. You can choose between wattage and voltage. We're doing wattage. Let's go back in there. You can go into settings here. You can adjust your time, your screen, your query, and back. Let's go into query, because this is where you would reset your puffs. You could see the ohm load, your voltage, and you can reset your puff counter right there. Also, let's go into screen. That is your timeout. And then you can go down here to cutoff and adjust the cutoff for the vape. 10 seconds is fine for me. All right, so you got basically everything you're gonna want in a pod system, right? Adjustable wattage, you got a puff counter in here, all that good stuff, adjustable airflow, but just keep in mind, this button does not fire the device. Also, if you wanna turn it all the way off, 1, 2, 3, now it's completely off. Draw activation won't work either. 1, 2, 3, now it's back on. All right, so that's basically it, guys. Really nice looking and unique device for sure. There's a look at it in the hand, definitely pocketable. All right, not too heavy. I like it. All right, guys, that is it for the up close. Let's go ahead and go up top, vape this, and talk about it a little more. All right, so here's the Klypse Mecha from Innokin. 0.6 ohm coil in here, remember. It's reading 0.62. I have the airflow wide open, 12 milligram. Let's have a vape. Wide open, I would call that a loose, very loose MTL draw or a very tight restricted lung hit. I like to close the airflow down a little more than halfway. And let's vape it like that. Yeah, halfway closed, 16, 17 watts or so. Great flavor, great throat hit. No issues with the vape. I have tried these Klypse pods a lot, and the flavor's great right out of the gate. No issues there with the vape quality. Really smooth draw as well, even when you cut the airflow down. Now, as far as holding this thing, how do you hold, it's almost like a mini, billet box kind of styling, right? Obviously not a billet box. Those are a lot different, but, just in the shape. How do you hold it? I kind of hold it like this with the button in between my fingers. Or I found myself holding it a little lower. Yeah, so great vape out of here. As far as pros and cons go, cons first. Not a lot, but I do wish I had a little bit larger battery. For the size of this thing, it's not massive. It's definitely pocketable, but for the size of this thing, you'd think maybe they could have fit a bit larger battery in it, but I'm assuming because of all the guts, the board chipset in here and everything else, that took up some space because it is unique. It's different, right? So I'm assuming that screen, that bigger display and everything is taking up space in here. Not a deal breaker for me as I've been used to using pod systems in that 800 to 1000 milliamp hour range for quite some time, but just, giving out a wish list here. Besides that, there's not much else to complain about. The mouthpiece on the Klypse pods is a little wide, but it's pretty thin, so you get used to it pretty fast. I wish that maybe it wasn't as wide, but again, not another deal breaker. I'm searching here. I also have a very small mouth. Going into pros, build quality on this thing is fantastic. Definitely looks like a higher end device. It's classy for sure, if that's what you're going for. Really nice looking pod system. The button feels great. All the machining on the metal looks great and feels good. No issues there. Really easy to get through the screen as well. Get through the menus and all that. And you have everything you're going to want in there as far as pod systems go. Variable wattage, variable voltage, a puff counter. You have airflow control. So, it's a full-featured pod system, I would call it. So, all in all, I think it's great. It vapes like a Klypse with adjustable wattage, adjustable airflow, and it looks really classy, in my opinion. Yeah, it's one I'm going to continue to use for sure, just because I like the styling and it's unique and different and it gives a great vape. So very nice job, Innokin. I hope this review is helpful for all of you out there. That about wraps it up. Until next time, thanks for watching.